Hello, this is Brandon here with Trans Supply. I wanted to do a video about the coronavirus and how that has affected the traffic safety industry and by extension the construction industry. For our business, we're a distributor of traffic safety products, airport safety products. We haven't seen as big of an impact as we thought. The main issue is lead times increasing on some products. Which has slowly trickled back down to normal. There are still some products that have longer lead times. So the main reason why the lead times are increasing would be, and how it relates to coronavirus, would be people in the factories that are calling out sick at the manufacturing plant. So there's one or two locations that are having some issues with lead times, which is understandable, obviously, and sometimes an entire workforce may have to quarantine. So that means a product that would maybe take 3 days, 5 days to go out the door may take double, triple that time. Some companies aren't working on Fridays. So that just means things are taking longer to go out the door. That's the main difference we've seen, at least on the supply side. Now, as far as demand, there are still lots of demand for these products. Any project that has been put on hold is replaced by a new project that has to do with COVID-19, whether it's a testing site that needs cones, drums, message boards, barriers, or a food bank that needs same thing. So the demand is still there. So overall, we haven't seen any net negative, net positive. Sales-wise, it's been about exactly the same. So we're extremely fortunate in that regard. Now, I did want to talk a little bit about the industry as a whole. Companies that I know, they're all doing pretty well in terms of sales. Now, like I mentioned before, if anything, it's staff shortages, staff calling out sick that makes things a little challenging, which is to be expected. Maybe a bit more expenses in terms of PPE, but any of this extra protective equipment they have to buy for their employees, overall, they're selling more product than ever. So now I want to talk a little bit about our customers, which are mainly contractors in cities. We've seen a lot of projects being put on hold. Projects that are already underway, they're continuing like normal. And in a lot of cases, new projects are still being started. I did talk to a contractor, a nice guy out of New Jersey who's a couple different construction crews. He told me that the procedure is if someone gets sick on a crew, the whole crew quarantines for 14 days and they have to bring in a new crew. It sounds like he's had to do this a couple times. So there are procedures in place, and for the most part with construction, people aren't too close to each other. The people that I've talked to, some of them have had their projects put on hold. But any project that's already going on is going to continue to go on because construction has been deemed essential. There are some projects in areas like the Bay Area where things were completely frozen for a while. They've said, you know what, we don't even want to start, which is understandable. But projects that have already been going on, there's already budgets allocated to them. There's payments that have already been made to these contractors. So it's like business as usual for those. Now, a big part of our industry is freight, because freight a lot of times can represent 10 to 20% of a product cost. One of the biggest challenges we've seen in terms of coronavirus with our business is shipping costs. With some products, we've seen shipping costs go up 150%. Some of them are 50%, some of them are 100%. Either way, those are all big numbers. You have to be extremely aware of these changes and almost weekly go in and get new rates and update our online calculators to make sure everything's up to date. We've seen, orders that a big order of barriers that might cost $600 normally to ship is now costing $1,300, and that's using the lowest cost carriers. So ultimately, these costs get passed down to the customer. As we start to get into month 4, you'll see that this might become the new norm. This virus might be here for a while. And that's it. Those are the biggest changes that we've seen in terms of the virus. Thank you for watching.